This is Gamer Weekly, bringing you the latest of what the video game scene has to offer. On today's episode of Gamer Weekly, I have Tom from Kinto Games, and we're going to be talking about Bit.Dungeon. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Gamer Weekly. And with me today is Tom, also known as Alien Fetus, and it's from Kinto Games. Thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So right off the bat, let's talk about how you got started in making games.
Okay, yeah, I started back when I was like a teenager. I did Duke Nukem 3D maps.
And then from there, you were like, I'm ready.
No, then I was like, oh, games are fun to edit and make mods, and I like made some skins in Quake 1, and I did a couple simple mods. I went to school for 3D modeling to be like an artist. I worked for a company owned by Activision for 2 years as just an artist, and then they closed down that company. So I learned a lot about making games when I worked there. So I started doing a game maker, and I just started like making my own games and learning how to code and stuff.
And so from then on is like set in stone, like, here we go. Let's make some games.
Yeah, I thought making games was impossible, so I never thought I'd be able to do it. And then as I started to learn more about it, because all I've ever wanted to do is make video games, like since I was a little kid, just because I love video games so much. Yeah, I thought it was impossible, started to learn how to do it, and got better at it. And it's just my hobby. It's just what I do when I'm bored of playing video games, or like right now my favorite game is Overwatch, and I mean that game is amazing, and it's very hard for like a group of people to like come together and make something that amazing.
So what company, if I don't know if you can say it or not, what company did you work for previously?
It's this company called Budcat, and they were owned by Activision. And what we did is we ported Guitar Hero games from the 360 to the Wii and PlayStation 2.
So like the game that you're currently working on right now is the third in a series that you're making right now. It's Bit.Dungeon.
Yeah.
And so tell me about Bit.Dungeon 3. What do we have to look forward to for Bit.Dungeon 3?
I mean, I have like a bunch of ideas that I want to do, but Bit.Dungeon like was really successful for me. So I kind of just want to see, now that I know how to code better, I want to like do a lot of the stuff I wanted to do. So it's going to be it's just going to be a bigger game, and like I'll be able to spend more time on the art side of it and stuff.
So is it going to be similar to how the first two were, where they were like a roguelike game, and if you die, you have to start over?
Yeah, it's going to be a high difficulty game. It's going to be like an adventure roguelite is what they call it. So it's like roguelike elements in the game, but it's not like an exact roguelike. It's more of it's like an adventure.
Is it still going to be very like I felt like when I was playing the first two, it had a very Zelda-esque, almost like Zelda mixed with like Binding of Isaac. Is that a fair comparison to make with it?
Yeah. I pull a lot of influence from Zelda.
Zelda's an awesome game. Why wouldn't you want to make a game that is similar to Legend of Zelda?
Yeah, I really like just like a top-down view how Zelda is, and I like the combat of it. Also, one of my favorite games of all times is Dark Souls. So I pull a lot of influence from that as well, and that got all its influence from Zelda.
Right, and I definitely got that sense of it too, especially from like the bosses and stuff. They weren't as terrifying looking as like the Dark Souls bosses, but I felt like there was a lot of it felt like a top-down Dark Souls at points when I was playing the game.
Yeah, and then Bit.Dungeon 3, I'm trying to basically copy Dark Souls as much as I can.
Are you going to be releasing Bit.Dungeon 3 on Steam as well? Because I saw for Bit.Dungeon 2, you were doing that as you released that alongside of it, or like later on at least.
Yeah, I'm all basically this whole Bit.Dungeon 3 is a PC game, and I'm focusing everything on PC. like I'm a hardcore PC gamer. PC games are my favorite. Making games for Steam is like the only thing I should be doing.
So you're done with doing mobile games, basically.
I might port it to phone later. I have some builds on the NVIDIA Shield, which is the Android, and it runs really good. So I'll probably be able to port it easily to phone when I want to. I kind of want to port it on phone just because BitDungeon 1's Android community support was really amazing and kind of helped me like keep going and like keep making games.
Is there going to be a co-op in the game as well for Bit.Dungeon 3? Because I believe in 2 there was for the PC release.
There was like a beta that I had co-op working in the game, but I just it was causing too many bugs, so I couldn't like fully release it. The potential for co-op in Bit.Dungeon 3 is pretty high, but I'm not going to really be looking at that until I'm further along because I really want to make like a really good single player
experience.
Yeah, a really good single player like retro pixel experience type game.
I mean, at the end of the day, honestly, that's what the most important thing about video games is releasing a game that is, it doesn't need more explanation to it. It's just a game that needs to be fun to play. So, Tom, thank you so much for coming onto the show. If you guys want to check out BitDungeon, you can find it on the Android store, and you can also find it on Steam as well. And it's definitely worth checking out, and it's a lot of fun. And if you like a game that's hard, then guess what? You're in for a treat because it's really hard, and I've died a million times playing it. So, once again, Tom, thank you so much for coming onto the show, and thank you guys so much for listening. Goodbye.
Later.